Hi guys, how's everyone doing here today? Just want to say thank you for watching, and today I wanted to talk about The Little Mermaid. One of the recent features released by Disney. It's a live-action version of their animated feature based on a play by Hans Christian Andersen, which features a person of color as the lead, playing Ariel. Specifically Halle Berry, and a lot of racists and people on the right are in a complete uproar over this because, you know, white lives matter, you know. One of them was Candace Owens, who by all definition is a white supremacist trapped in the body of a black woman, if you can imagine, who's intelligent and yet manages to say and do stupid things. Again, white lives matter. This is something we've seen a lot, that people get all worked up in the racist arena whenever they put a person of color in a role that's been usually played by a white actor in the past. I mean, we've seen things about it, like, for example, a few years back they had a remake of the movie Annie. When the new Star Wars film came out, they casted a black stormtrooper, you know, and in a later film they had an Asian actor, and even the recent Obi-Wan, one of the lead antagonists was a female black actress, and, you know, everybody goes nuts. Because, you know, God forbid we show people of color in cinema as if that's something new, you know. And again, I could go on and on. You know, the recent Hobbit, Rings of Power, showed, you know, hobbits that are African American or people of color. Do they have black hobbits in Middle Earth? I don't know, you know. Too bad I can't ask Tolkien that one. Here's the thing I say to all the people out there who are having a meltdown every time something like this happens. You know, the Little Mermaid being the latest example is, so what? They casted an African American in the lead. So what? So what? I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet, so is it good or not? I have no way of knowing. I'm not just going to let the fact that there's a person of color playing the lead, you know, deter me. To give you an example, and I am a movie buff, okay? I watch all kinds of films. Foreign, domestic, black and white, silent films, independents, and, you know, even films featuring African Americans, you know, cast members. I've seen some of the ones by, like, you know, Don Singleton films, Boys in the Hood, Juice, and Crooklyn, Spike Lee films, and even, believe it or not, a lot of the blaxploitation films from back in the 70s and 80s. I've had friends who are people of color, they're like, damn, you like watching those films? You know? I go, yeah, I'm white, I actually do. I actually find them kind of pretty entertaining, you know, go figure. I don't let skin color in a cast, you know, like I said, deter me from things. And here's the important thing to keep in mind to all you racists out there, because you're all about fairness, right? We've seen for years in Hollywood where it's regarded as like Hollywood whitewashing, where they take white actors and portray them as people of color, or, you know, cast members that are, you know, shot in another country and should be played by more ethnic, ethnic roles are portrayed actually by white people. I don't see any of the racists complaining back then. You know, you want to hear some examples? Go way back to some of the spaghetti westerns, you know, some of the Clint Eastwood films. They're entertaining. I've seen films where you have actors like Eli Wallach and Rod Steiger playing Mexican bandits, because they really look Mexican, don't they? I saw a version of Othello where the lead was played by none other than Sir Laurence Olivier, who is British. Go figure. You know, I would actually check it out. It's kind of weird, but I don't know. It's hard to explain. I could go on, like Burt Lancaster in Apache, who's made to look Native American. Natalie Wood in West Side Story, who clearly does not look Puerto Rican, yet she played the lead Maria. And it's still going on to this day, you know. Some have made the argument that, you know, back then, you know, there weren't too many people of color actors who were popular enough or known enough to where, you know, they could draw a crowd. I get it, they want to make money and everything and stuff like that. Here's something that's rather, some people may not know. I'm willing to bet most of the people who complain about The Little Mermaid have probably never read the story by Hans Christian Andersen. I did years ago, And you want to hear the funny thing? This kind of deviates from the whole color aspect of it, but I'll get to my point. And it's that the cartoon is very unfaithful to the source material, meaning, long story short, Ariel does not succeed in getting the prince. The prince is, after she turns human, which, by the way, is described as a knife cutting her fishtail down the middle, which sounds pretty graphic and pretty painful. That's the way he described it in the book. And she doesn't hook up with the prince, and then later her sisters come and visit her. Their hair is all shaved off because they went to visit the sea witch to get advice, and that was the price she had to pay because she's a capitalist. The sea witch is very transactional. Anyhow, she gives Ariel a dagger and saying, the witch says you have to kill the prince, and if you do so, you'll be free from the contract, null and void, and you can return to the ocean as a mermaid. And when she attempts to do this, she can. She still loves the prince, she still cares for him, and even though he's marrying someone else and she's to die miserably, she kisses him lightly and discards the dagger, and then jumps in the ocean and drowns. There's a little more to it than that, but not exactly the happy ending that Disney had in mind. That's what Disney does. They make these family-friendly, cartoons and movies, to give it a nice G rating so that everyone in the family can see it and feel good about it. I get it. It's not the first time and Disney and other production companies have deviated from source material, especially with classic literature. Here's the thing, I actually enjoyed the Disney cartoon. I remember seeing it years ago on cable, and I thought it was really good. The only complaint I had about the Halle Berry version is that when I saw the trailer, what you may not realize is that Ariel's character was about 15 years old. She was a young teen. I don't know how old Halle Berry is, but I think she's a little bit more older than 15. She definitely looks it. But you know what? I'd watch the movie. And that's what I would recommend to all of you racists out there, all you people who are so narrow-minded or say things, I'm not a racist, but, well, you're about to say something that's probably racist. And to you, Candace, get over it. Watch the movie. Be open-minded about it. If you're going to walk in there with this bias, oh, it's going to be bad because of Halle Berry, well, then there's no point. You're going to pretty much hate the film. But if you put all that hatred, all that narrow-minded feeling aside and watch the movie, there's a chance you might find it entertaining and might think it's a pretty good film. I've seen all the Star Wars films, the Annie film, where Annie is portrayed by an African American. I'd watch it, and it may be good. And here's the other thing. If you can't get over your hatred, if you really, that racist that you just can't handle, well, here's another solution. Don't watch it. You don't have to buy the DVD if you don't want to. You don't have to stream it on Disney Plus. There are plenty of other titles to choose from. If it's on cable and you're surfing the channels and you come across it, well, just change the channel. You don't have to watch it, and you can be spared all that and limit your viewing experience to your strictly white, cast membered films. All I can say is, do you not ever get tired of just being racist? Really, I'm being serious when I say this. Do you not get tired of all the hate, of all the petty outrage and everything? It's just a movie, it's entertainment, and there are other versions out there, to watch. Whether it's the Disney version or there's another live action version, and there's also other animated versions that are actually more faithful to the story. And Ariel's white. But, do you just get tired of all that hatred, whether it's people of color, or religion, or any other kind of discrimination? Don't you just get fed up with it? Doesn't it burden you? I would imagine it burns me. But, I like to be open-minded about things. I'll watch The Little Mermaid with Halle Berry and see how it is, and there's a good chance it might be a pretty good film. Maybe it won't be. I don't know. But I don't let, things like that get in the way. So, watch the films, be open-minded about it, or just don't watch it. But in the end, it's just a movie. And with everything going on in the world, there's so many other bigger problems to worry about than Halle Berry playing Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Seriously. Please be open-minded. I really hope you understand. Thank you for watching.